Hi. Um, the November election is getting closer, and as far as I can tell, it's going to be the most important election of United States history. And why? Because it's no longer Democrats versus Republicans. It's Americans versus Marxist, Maoist, Communist, Muslims. That's what comes down to it. I used to be a Democrat, but the Democrat Party left me. I didn't leave it. It left me. To the point where I did leave it. Now I'm a American Independent, not a Republican. American Independent. Yeah. I considered myself a JFK Democrat, and now it's a communist socialist entity that's forcing communism down our throat, using a noble cause, Black Lives, to do this. And anyway, for you who are conservative like myself, conservative and Christian, the best way to defend Donald Trump is not to say, oh, he's done all these wonderful things, but instead, when a Democrat says how stupid or evil Trump is, question them and say, you say Donald Trump is evil. Can you give some evidence as to why he's so evil? All right, you say that Donald Trump is a liar. You know, Oblamer lied. How come there was no problem when Oblamer lied? You know, or oh, you say Trump is so stupid. Well, what has he done that is so stupid? Are you saying Oblamer didn't do anything stupid? In other words, ask them questions. And guess what? This is the interesting thing here. They will not be able to give you an answer. They won't. They'll try to change the subject. And anyway, I'll give you some idea of how it happens, because I've got a Facebook friend who's a communist. Well, he doesn't say he's a communist, but he definitely hates Trump, and he's an atheist. And I'll show you what happens here. When I read my words, I'll use this on my face. When I read his, that side of the face. Okay? All right. I bet you believe time and energy was always present in some form. True?
That's more realistic than magic. Read it more than once.
It won't let me open it.
I sure hope so. Okay, this is a different subject. So I sure hope so. I wish this vaccine. I wish this vaccine worked against stupidity. That would be great.
His English isn't very good. Yeah. Well, he wasn't born in America. He was born in Mexico. Okay. According to Muhammad in Sahih Sound Hadith, to die of plague is equal to dying a martyr in jihad. Suicide belt thing. So this Muslim is going against Muhammad if he's really fighting the virus.
His problem, not mine. How do you know he is a Muslim? He looks Sikh to me, not Muslim.
If he is Sikh, then he hasn't taken the vow. He hasn't taken the vow. He didn't have a turban on, and he didn't have a beard.
And who cares? The point of the meme, is that religions are doing nothing. That's the point.
I thought it was something like that.
People in America haven't been showing me much with the protests, etc. So you just might be right.
Oh, excuse me. I say this. People in America haven't been showing me much with the protests, etc. So you just might be right. And I say his name. I won't say it here, though.
Not just the protesters. MAGA, religious, etc., etc.
True. Yeah.
You removed a message.
True, I did. By the way, it was the protests of the leftists that got the virus roaring back. It could have been MAGA if people like me showed up at the latest Trump rally, but we didn't attend to the glee of the left.
What's happening to Florida, Texas? It's all the protester? The protesters didn't help, but the ignorance of the conservatives is what's affecting us the most.
Where hasn't Black Lives Matter been?
See, that's a problem with this country. Instead of trying to find solutions, we try to blame somebody else. Not in enough places, we still have millions of racist assholes in this country.
That's only a problem when conservatives do it, true?
I blame everyone. I just don't blame one side.
If so, how come you mentioned MAGA and not Black Lives Matter? Think, please.
I added those on the top of the protesters because you won't.
You added Black Lives Matter? He didn't.
Them too.
No, he didn't.
Any idiot who goes against pandemic guidelines.
If so, aren't you horrified I might call you a racist?
Who refuses to wear a mask. Any idiot who refuses to wear a mask, who thinks it's my right to wear one.
Well, I'm a conservative Christian and I wear a mask. I must be only a partial racist then, don't you think?
Because of all those adioses, we are where are. I think he means we are where we are. I don't know if you are a racist or not, but by your comments, you show that you are, idiots.
Black Lives Matter says I am because I'm not black.
You interpret it that way.
That I am, in what way? Yeah.
I am not black and I don't feel that way. Don't play the I'm offended. If you choose to ignore that Black Lives Matter movement, it's not real cry by African Americans getting killed by police in large numbers, then you just might be.
Black Lives Matter is not a black movement. It's a socialist movement using a good cause, concern for blacks, to shove socialism down our throats.
Someone's might used to commit crime, but that's not what it stands for. Before women could vote and they were protesting and marching on the streets where they considered criminals, they were doing the same. You removed message. They don't used to now. They do, and I hope they come out in big numbers this coming up November. We need to get this pig out of office. Don't delete your comments.
It was a stupid question. Again, Black Lives Matter is not a black movement. It's a Trojan horse to open the doors to take away all our rights, including black rights, eventually.
I don't agree with either side 100%, but I can assure you this president is the worst we had. I don't vote for Obama.
Why is Trump so horrible to you? See, this is where it comes down to. This is when I start questioning him. And you think he's going to give me an answer? Yeah. And why is Trump so horrible for you?
But I'm sure going to vote for whoever is running against Trump.
Why?
Because he is not a leader. He is not someone I look up to.
Because?
He is a horrible human being.
What makes him horrible to you?
Everything that comes out of his mouth is trash.
Such as?
Making fun of just anyone.
In what way?
Calling people names.
Ooh, calling people names. Such as?
Mainly because he is in this mess.
I think he means got us into this mess. How?
How long did it take him to accept that this virus was as bad as everyone was saying it was?
When he quit listening to the WHO and Fauci?
He probably still doesn't think it's that bad. See, that's my point exactly. Listen to a politician instead of an expert.
But I thought the WHO and Fauci can do no wrong according to our globalist deep state media.
If we would have listened from the beginning, it wouldn't have it be as bad as it is right now, for sure.
That's what Trump was doing, though. He was listening to the WHO and Fauci, and apparently Pelosi as well, since she went to Chinatown to show the virus was nothing. But, oh, that's okay because she's not Trump. Got it.
Wow, you are sure brainwashed.
How is stating a fact brainwashed to you?
Because he is an asshole. Is that not good enough?
Again, why is Trump so horrible to you? How is he an asshole and a blamer wasn't or isn't one? Evidence, please.
Wait until this mistress reveals what he is doing to young girls.
And you will believe it because...
Fact. According to who? Fox News, YouTube. That's where you get your facts, don't you?
And you won't believe it because
it's the truth.
If I provided facts, what would you say?
That you need to get out of your bubble and think for yourself. Don't let others think for you.
That's not an answer.
It is.
Diversion from the question now.
Leave your computer aside and go out and see it for yourself. Talk to your black neighbor.
Again, if I provided proof to back up what I said about Pelosi in Chinatown, what would you say?
Do it.
Diversion, diversion, diversion. Now, why is that? Any guess? Think if you can.
I would have to do my research and come up with my own conclusion. Don't you think I can think? You are a piece of...
Again, what is it that makes Trump so horrible to you? This is getting interesting.
Because just about everything that comes out of his mouth is trash.
That is not evidence. And you know it. You are talking like a cult member.
Just do me a favor. Don't go crying on Facebook calling me Mexican, blah, blah. I talk like person who thinks and not who follows.
Don't you want to call me a racist if you can't answer my questions?
Are you?
And you aren't a follower?
Hey, you sure sound like a racist. I don't follow no one. I think for myself.
You're a follower of the globalist deep state if you don't vote for Trump.
What the fuck? That's the funniest shit I've ever heard. Keep going. Like you said, it's getting interesting.
You are a follower of Soros by saying Trump is horrible without evidence.
I don't follow no one. Like I said.
Again, what is so horrible about Trump?
I don't have the time or energy. What?
There was a pause before he said that.
I don't have the time or the energy. What you can't see because you have blindfold. That's what I see.
No, you don't have the evidence. Only the brainwashing to attack Trump without evidence.
Brainwash, look who is talking. You would eat Trump's shit if it was offered to you and say, more, my master.
Again, what is it so horrible about Trump? Saying because he's evil, horrible, stupid, not a leader, doesn't cut it. Evidence cuts it.
I could present you all the evidence and you still be a follower. I would waste my time with you. I'd rather not.
Evidence would prove that you aren't brainwashed.
I am busy. I have a job. I will give you evidence.
Go for it.
Just to prove that you won't change your mind?
No. To prove that Trump is the worst president, like the globalists have brainwashed you into believing he is, making you their tool to not vote for him, but a guy who will probably be replaced with another socialist Muslim asshole. Come this November. Anyway, I think, yeah. I guess I'll continue here. Shoot. I think I'll quit here, but part 2 is coming up here. Part 2, yeah.